So can you make money as a truck driver? Yes, you can. You could make money as a truck driver. It could be local, over the road, regional, dedicated. So we're gonna talk about that. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. I don't know what time you guys gonna watch this video, but anyway. So let me just check this seal right here quickly. As you guys could see, I'm at Target. I'm doing the dedicated account for Target with Schneider. So today we're gonna talk about, can you make money as a company driver, or can you make money as a truck driver? Let me just make this delivery, which is not too far away, and we will talk about it. All right, see you in a little bit. I just came back from the Target store. I'm at a DC now. This is a dedicated Target, so it consists of like coming out of the DC to the Target stores and coming back to the DC and picking up the next load. So let me start first with thanking all of those that are subscribing, that are watching the channel, that are putting comments in the channel. I do get to read those comments. Sometimes like I said, some other videos, sometimes it's hard to get to them right away, but I try my best to be on top of it, to answer some of the questions. As you guys continue watching the channel, you'll see what I'm going through, what I'm doing, and what I will be doing in the future. And at least you guys could follow me and get to learn from me, and I get to learn from you guys as you guys put the comments in there. I'm gonna try to make this video as quick as possible. Stay to the end. I will be putting the pay stubs, how am I getting paid and how much I'm getting paid. I'm gonna try to put them screenshot, gross and net, so you guys can make get an idea more or less how much you could do as a truck driver. So let's get to it. If you are starting new, if this is your first job, then it's a good move. You did good. If you're changing careers, it could be a little different because a lot of stuff comes into play. It all depends if this is your first job, if you're changing careers, or if you're just switching different companies within the trucking industry. Because in trucking, there's a lot of, it could be box truck, it could be local work. You could actually be a switcher for one of these big companies. If you're changing careers, then it might be so-so, because depending what you would used to do, it might not be the greatest at the beginning. But it's possible to make some decent money, decent living in trucking. You could see out there's a lot of YouTubers that are owner-operators. They make pretty good money. Now, that all depends, owner-operators or lease drivers. That all depends the company that you're working for, and if the truck is yours, you got payments, that the financial, it all comes into play also when it comes to that. As a company driver, there are some good companies out there that you could get decent money. As local, over the road, regional, dedicated, it's just looking for that right company and what works for you. Because what worked for me, it might not work for you. It depends, what kind of lifestyle you got, family and all that. And like, you're always gonna hear this type of work it is a lifestyle. You have to like it. You like to like being on the road and, dealing with all this traffic, mountains and all the kind of stuff that comes with driving. All of that comes into place. So I used to make decent money as an automotive technician, but the trucking was a little better. It was like less, I like driving. So you're always gonna hear, this is a lifestyle. You have to like all of this stuff. You got to like being on the road and getting stuck in traffic and all that. You gotta be patient too, So with these shippers and receivers, you gotta be patient with the company, because some of these companies, even here where I'm at now, you just can't understand how these, sometimes these big companies, they got all these gadgets and computers, and it's like sometimes it's like, you're like, what are they thinking? But that's another video to make, right? That's another topic. So as a local driver, you have to be willing to do multiple stops, willing to unload the trailers, and be willing to, do city driving. And you are gonna work a little harder. Yes, you're gonna be local. Mostly, I want to say mostly all of these jobs, you are gonna work 10 hours plus, but you are gonna be home as a local driver. You could make money as per hour and plus top. So as a local driver, you can make some decent money. That's why some people stay as local instead of doing these dedicated and over-the-road jobs or regional. If you're willing to do all of that, then local work it'll be good for you. As an older person, or you do have some back issues or other kind of health problems, it'll be a little hard. Over the road, it all depends how many miles you're getting per week. Because that's, at the end of the day, that's all how it is. I mean, there are companies that pay you per stop, but mostly all of it consists of miles per, how many miles you're doing during the week. So at the beginning, you have to learn all the in and outs, and this comes with everything, with local, dedicated, over the road, regional. This all comes into place. How you manage your hours, your time. As local and dedicated, and even regional, when you get to know all the areas that you're going, it gets better, and you get to be faster as time passes. So you're always gonna hear me say it depends on the state that you live, the state that you come out of. There's a lot of states that have a lot of freight. So at the beginning, you have to learn the in and outs of the company. You have to learn your hours of service. You have to learn how to trip plan. So at the beginning, you might not make a lot of money. It might seem like it's not worth it doing this type of job. But if you hang in there and you learn the in and outs of the trucking industry or the company that you're working for, it'll get better. You learn to manage your hours right, trip plan correctly, like not going to the truck stop, go into the service areas, because usually you go in and out. It's quicker to come in and out. That all comes into place because the more time you spend stopping or taking breaks, the less money you're gonna be making. And don't get me wrong, it depends on the company that you work for and how many loads you got, but if you're trying to put in those miles, the more you stop, the less miles you're gonna be doing. Now, there are companies that pay you when you do multiple stops, even as an over-the-road driver or regional or dedicated. You have to load, they pay you for that. Every stop, they pay you such amount of money. Depends on the company, right? Try to learn as much as you can, even if the pay is low, but it's good because you are learning. And as soon as you start, you learn everything, and you are very good after. It depends on the company that you go work for. 6 months later, you could switch companies or go to a better, or you could go local. Okay, so these are my latest pay stubs or pay slips. I just don't want to go to the other screen because it got a lot of information there. But this is a net. It is after the taxes. So you can see here these 1, 2, 3. Let me see what else we got here. 3. So for the past three weeks, I've been getting close to $1,000, right? Now these 3 weeks are 3 bad weeks. I just got transferred to the target loads, and it has not been so good. So that's a concern to me. I'm not too happy. Come next week, I'll see what I do. I'll talk to them. You have to be on top of them, because if you're not on top of them, this is what's will happen. Let me now show you an example of when you come home. So this here is like I went home for home time. So I probably came back, work maybe 3 days, more or less. Then This here is the holiday pay, because they didn't put it on the pay stub. They forgot to do it, so they put it, they gave it an extra, how you call it, an extra pay stub for that holiday, which it was the 4th of July. Then this is a week that I came home. So you see, when you come home, depending how many days you're taking off, that's what happens. And the week that you're going home. So if you could see here, you see, this is $1,500, and this is before. I mean, this is after taxes. This is net pay. So you see, these are good weeks. Other than this year, because you see, I worked probably up to the 3rd, and I was home for the 4th of July. And then this, you see, this would be the following week for the 4th of July. So you could make some money. It depends what are you doing. This is a dedicated account that I was doing. Now if we go back here, you can see again, when you go home, this is what happens when you go home. When you stay out, this is the week. So you could get some decent money, guys. You guys could see, you get the idea, right? Let me see if I could put it here so you guys could see. This is the tablet. This is the tablet. This is the company tablet. So this is from the actual compass. You see, Schneider compass. Now I just don't want to use the pay stub, the actual pay stub, because how you call it? I'm gonna have to be erasing and blacking out my information. So that's why I'm doing it like this. So I'm gonna click on each one, and you guys could see, match them up. This will be the actual payday. This is before taxes. So I'm gonna go back. So you guys can compare, you see? Just match the dates, and you guys get the idea. Let's get another one. I'm trying to look into the phone. Sorry, guys. Trying to make this, but it's becoming complicated. Let's try this one here. So you see, 2081. So you guys get the idea. This is before taxes. I just didn't want to use the actual pay stub. I'm not the greatest person with the computer, so you could make some money, and this is not the greatest. I know I could do more. Let's click on this one. There goes another one. This one is what, 1925. You see, June 13th through the 19th of June. 1925. You see, so there's money to be made. Let's try another one. Let's try May 14. That one's 905. You see, so those are probably days that I went home. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Let's try June 11. 1430. So you guys get the idea. I wish I could just put everything, one by one, but I don't know how to do it, so I don't even know if you could do it or not. But see, 1425. This is weekly. Schneider pays you weekly, all right? Okay, guys, so I'm gonna leave it right here. Anyway, guys, all you have to do is, if anything goes wrong, you gotta be on top of them. If you're not on top of them, you're not gonna make money. You have to be on top of them, all right? If you're on top of them, you could make some money. Remember, you gotta keep that door closed, because what I say is, it's not worth it. Being out on the road for so long, not being home, for you to make a couple dollars, that's no good. All right. Anyway, you guys, thanks for all of those again that are subscribing, the new subscribers. I really appreciate it. Just continue watching my videos so you could get maybe up to date or stuff that I'm doing or what I'll be doing in the future. So be safe out there. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.